Hello, everyone. Welcome back. Today, I want to talk about Kundalini Awakening and your diet, like food, what we're consuming each day, and just the intricate connections that this topic brings up. I find very fascinating. And when you start to, start meditating, you start doing maybe Kundalini activation, yogic practices, like Subhakriya, these different kriyas that you can do. Um, or maybe you're just in the gym and you're doing like rollouts and work that is using your spine a lot. That can also activate Kundalini awakening. And what's going to happen is your awareness is just going to start increasing. Your awareness of the intricate details of life. There's so many details in every single thing, and including your food. And a lot of people get confused about food, and there's sort of a big divide between sort of vegans and even then vegetarians is like the middle ground. But the word vegetarian actually means vegan at its roots. They just changed it and added this other word. But so there's a big division between the vegans, the vegetarians, and the meat eaters. And I really believe it comes down to the Kundalini awakening. There's a lot of people where the Kundalini hasn't awakened, and or maybe it's, they do say that it can be dormant, right? And the programming is what is holding us and holding the Kundalini dormant, right? So as you do these practices and things, yes, your awareness is going to rise, and it's going to start to eliminate the programming that you've had on you since birth, basically. Because when we're born into this world, we're obviously sent into the school systems. We get they call them Britney Spears in the arm, right? There's spears in the arm spears, or wherever they stick these things. And it's not just that. Then it's the school system. It's also, you're downloading programs from your entire environment. So your parents' belief systems. This is where ancestral curses come from, because it's programming in your subconscious from your parents that have been programmed by their parents. It's just how the subconscious mind works. And as your Kundalini rises, it's going to start bringing experiences into your reality where it will be a reflection of your subconscious programming, and it will bring things to the surface that you're then having to deal with. It's coming to the forefront so that you can deal with it. And my job as a practicing shaman is to help you come into the center with these things, into your center point, which is just realizing that the way the psychology of the human being actually functions, so that you can navigate it in the right way. And obviously morality is something that's not taught. It's one of the missing precepts, of life. It's one of the keys to the kingdom. So that is another way that you're going to be able to go through the programming as it comes up. You have to use morality. And morality when it comes to your food, even, because every single one of your choices is having an effect on your nervous system, obviously, and the world around you. But your nervous system is very much a way where you're interacting with your environment. In the Matrix it says electrical. They're like, well, what is this real? Well, what is real? Because real is just electrical signals interpreted by your brain, right? So if your nervous system has been hacked, and there's a lot of programming in there that is basically aging you quicker. It's because remember, all of your actions in this realm are either life promoting or life demoting. You know, it's either evolution or devolution, and devolution is devolution. It's the you're devolving, then you're living in reverse, aren't you? So look, what is live backwards is evil, right? If you've lived on this earth, then you've been a devil because you've had the experience of having to deal with your own morality and understanding right and wrong as a spiritual being. You know, that's what we're here for. This is the earth school, you know, and the souls that come to this plane are here to learn about right and wrong and to master morality. And in doing so, you start to become in alignment with the natural law frequencies, basically. You start to become in alignment with abundance, freedom, protection. And this isn't just what you might think at first. You might think, oh, abundance, does that mean loads of money? Well, not necessarily. It can be, and it will be, I'm sure, because it's something that's needed as human beings. You know, it does come to you, but at what expense? At the expense of your freedom. And also, you've got to think about the other forms of abundance as well. And what about protection, like spiritual protection? I know since my Kundalini has awakened over probably 10 years ago now, when it all started, I've been through a lot of deprogramming, and now I feel so free and protected, and I'm able to be very brave and, you know, face my fears, and that freedom within myself to be vulnerable, to even make these videos. But I go traveling and I turn up in countries that, you know, I don't really know that much about sometimes, but I have a calling to go there, and I go there, and whatever experience it comes of that, you know, the last place I went to, yeah, I didn't like it, and we ended up leaving. But it's not that it was a bad thing. Like, I've come back to England now, and I've really enjoyed having a reset, and it was brave of me to come back here. And even since I've been back here, I've been fully looked after by, you know, my friends and family members. And I was able to, my first night I stayed, my first night back in Suffolk, in Sudbury, I ended up staying at one of my best friend's houses, and I went to work with him the next day, and he paid me really well, you know. And I was like, when I left, I was like, "Thank you so much. You've bathed me, fed me, clothed me," and it's just following your heart, you know, and because you're here to live, you know, you're not here to live in reverse and be scared. And we're always, a lot of us, we get scared of just, you know, taking action on things that we want to take action on because we don't really understand what true belief is and what true faith is, you know. And you know, for example, when I first went vegan about 10 years ago, I had to be very brave. I had to take that leap of faith and trust that what I'm learning about and what I'm studying is true. And for me, when it comes to morality, I know where people are coming from. Like, you know, because at the end of the day, we have a right to kill and eat animals like fish and whatever, if you're in a survival situation and it's necessary. You know, if it's not necessary, then it's a bit dark, wouldn't you thought? If it's not necessary, then it becomes immoral because you're taking a life when you don't need to. And then when I started to look into just the anatomy of the human being as well, for example, if you look at carnivores and you look at omnivores, their jaws only go up and down, but the herbivores, their jaws go side to side. And then our intestines are the same length as herbivores, which is 10 to 11 times longer than their body's length. That's the same with us. And then omnivores are 5 to 6 feet long, you know, times longer than their body. And carnivores is 3 to 4 feet times longer than their body. So when you add all these together with the morality and when I started to look into the nutritional side of things as well, you know, first of all, energy cannot be destroyed, it can only be transferred, and everything is energy, right? Nikola Tesla said, if you want to understand the universe, think in terms of energy, frequency, and vibration. Which again is bringing us back to the awareness, right? But when it comes to consuming foods, they even say that every 35 days your body is developing new cells due to the foods that you're eating. So you literally are what you eat. But it also has energy attached to it. I was also told that, if an animal is in a slaughterhouse and looks at like, you see cows crying and a lot of people talk about plants that are genetically modified, like carrots, and they're not natural, they say, but it's a lot different because when it comes to animals, a lot of these animals are genetically modified. If you look into the days of Atlantis and Babylon, apparently there was a civilization that actually merged the DNA of pigs. No, sorry. To make pigs, they merged the DNA of wild boars and humans. So that's why pigs have very similar features to humans. Like, they're the only other animal that gets sunburnt. They also have very similar eyes and eyebrows, and you can look into it yourself. But whether that's true or not, it may well be true, and people may well be consuming DNA of human beings through that. So it's like cannibalism. So now your subconscious has been hacked. Again, your nervous system is responding to this energy that's coming in like, what the fuck? Because there is a natural law of morality that is running through a human being. A lot of people say, well, lions eat meat, so why can't we? Yeah, but we're not lions, and your job is not to look into the external world, into nature, and then that determines what you are. Because yes, we are one and the same as nature, but you're not looking at a bloody lion and thinking, right, that's what we should do, because obviously lions eat their young and like, but anyway, the point is, you got to understand what a human is. You got to understand who you are, what's the intricate details of the mind of a human being. And then when I started looking into the foods that were plant-based, I started to see things like, the nuts that we get from trees and things, like almonds, and they've all got different minerals and vitamins and things that your body needs. And I know, for example, almonds, they've got vitamin E, which ends up, if you eat loads of almonds each day, watch your skin improve. Your skin will be so nice and glowing. You'll be like, wow. I really recommend making your own almond milk. Just YouTube a video of it and make it, because it's so much better than what you're going to get in a shop, and you're actually going to notice such good health benefits. It's going to be like you've taken a potion and now your skin is replenished. And then you've got Brazil nuts, which are really good for your muscles. Like, if you're training in the gym and you're not getting the right nutrition from your diet because you think you just need protein, like we've been told, which is bullshit, by the way. There's so many other things that your body needs in order to be healthy, and this is what Kundalini Awakening is. Now you're in more awareness of all the things your body needs. You don't just need bloody protein. You need vitamin E for your skin, because your body, every cell in your body is either evolving or devolving based on you as a consciousness inhabiting the body, your actions. So it's really important to understand, and spiritual awakening is not just about, now I'm awake. It's not like some glow up moment that just happens. It's actually, you're studying a bit as well, because it's not that you're just on the internet studying all the time, but you're attracting experiences in your life that are, you're learning from, and that could well be watching videos like this. Why are you here watching this? Don't click off, stay. But yeah, so Brazil nuts, they're really good for your muscles. And you've got walnuts that have got a lot of biotin. They're really good for your hair. And I could go on, but when you actually look into all the things that we could eat, and you realize that it's everything that your body needs, and if you actually sat and worked out a good strategy for your, what you're going to eat and where you're going to get your food from and all that, and it's done, it's actually, one, it's going to it might work out cheaper, but then again, people don't know about health, and a lot of people don't spend much money on their food, and they will suffer for that, and you age a lot quicker, and you're not as healthy and as strong, and you're not able to do the things that you wanted to do. So I'm just saying, like, when I first started being healthy and I was still eating meat, I was spending a lot more than when I went vegan, and I was still really good, eating really healthy, and getting all the meals the same, but I just changed it all to vegan. My costs went down a lot, but that's not the only thing. You're going to realize that the foods you're eating is going to actually benefit your body, and you're going to start evolving, of course. But you also save money, because when you get a Kundalini Awakening, you're more like, okay, why would I waste money on that when it's literally just at my detriment? It doesn't make any sense to you anymore. So you only spend your money and your energy, which is your money, right? Your attention and your time on Earth. You're only going to give that to something that is of evolution and beneficial. And that's not to say that you can't, sometimes enjoy yourself. But if you're shopping, for example, in the supermarket, and you think, I'm just going to get a couple of these frozen shitty things because I basically, in the future, I know I'm going to be just a bit of a moron and tired or whatever and not organised. I know that's going to happen, so I'm just going to buy this for that time. Or maybe whilst you're alert and you're awake, because you start meditating and taking your life a little bit more seriously and more responsibility, maybe you can prepare a little bit earlier ahead, and you could make your own things and put them in the fridge. You could make your own Mars bars. Check out Gaz Oakley on YouTube, Avant-Garde Vegan. He's got loads of cool recipes. You'll love it. And it's a whole new life when you start being more plant-based as well. The society is set up for people who eat meat and stuff. It's programmed. The whole of society has been programmed to basically invert all of your DNA, invert all your body against you. That's what Satanism is, don't you know? They say, there's the 5-pointed star, right? And then when you turn it upside down, that's now the sign of Satanism, right? It's the upside down star. And that's one of the symbols that the Satanists use, right? But what is the 5-pointed star? Well, it's your body. Like, if you put your hands out and your legs out, well, look at the word Allah, which is arm, leg, arm, head, right? It's the 5-pointed star, right? The 5-pointed star represents the human body, which is the key to this dimension, right? And if you've got the knowledge of how to look after it, and you apply that knowledge, you know what you're doing, and then you can get on with your life again. It's not like this has to consume your whole life. You just need to learn a whole new lifestyle. But Kundalini Awakening is really bringing awareness to your everyday life, and it's something that you have to maintain. You have to maintain the spirit of this serpent that's come up, because that's what it is, right? And if you want to learn more about this, check out our recent video on my other channel, or our other channel, Natural Intelligence. The link is in the description box below, where we talk about the truth about the dragon. the spirit of the dragon, right? And I think you'll really like that. But you have to maintain the energy that comes up in you through, not just through your diet, but through, meditation practices and, these disciplines that bring about this awareness so that you can actually be an activated spiritual being in your reality. And what you'll notice is, because you're not wasting your time, your energy, and your money on bullshit food and stuff, you also are then spending your money, your time, your energy on real foods that's actually what actually your body recognizes as a safe thing to become a part of your being and your consciousness, because your mind is your body, right? It's the same thing. Your body is an extension of the mind. It's not even an extension, it is the mind. And that's why a lot of yogic practices, it will be like moving two hands, because your left hand goes to the right hemisphere of the brain, the right hand goes to the left hemisphere of the brain. So moving both hands, it's activating both hemispheres, balancing the brain, right? And that now your consciousness, which is the energy within you, and that is this spirit of the dragon, right, that comes through us, which is the natural intelligence, the natural law principles. This is what's coming through you now. You have to maintain it. You have to recognize the lessons that are coming into your reality, and you're now going to be getting more energy, more strength and awareness, because the foods that you're eating are actually what your body recognizes, like I said, and the actions that you're taking is now putting you on the right path in life. And if you're experiencing certain lessons in your reality, it's just bringing you more into alignment with your center. So yeah, I hope you benefited something from this video. Let me know in the comment section below. I actually have a 90-day workout program with a vegan meal plan and a shopping list, juice recipes, smoothie recipes, 10-day vegan meal plan. All of that is in my ebook, which is for sale in the description box below also. And you can book a session to work with me one-to-one if you want. I just want to say thank you to all the new subscribers as well that have subscribed recently. It seems that my channel's been, unblocked a little bit, because it was shadow banned, as they say, for a while. But it seems that may have been broken, which is good. And it's also interesting that David Icke is back on the scene, if any of you have noticed that. And you want me to talk about that more, let me know in the comment section below. And yes, I will be going travelling again soon. And because I've had a lot of organisation to do, I've not been able to make videos with Errol over on Natural Intelligence, but that will be going again very soon. So thank you and much love. Peace.